everyone, this is David. Okay, it's just a quick hit here on a Sunday afternoon. Everyone has sent me so many DMs saying that they are sorry and they're sending their condolences to me over the passing of Shannen Doherty. You really should just send them to her family. I mean, it's just, it's really like her podcast. It's okay. Let's back up. So Shannen Doherty has passed away. She was 53. And it's so funny because she does all these conventions. She was doing all these conventions this year and last year, but she was doing a ton this year. And she canceled one in June, another one 2 weeks later, and then one in July. And as soon as this happened, I was like, why does nobody think this is a bad sign? She was still doing her podcast. And I'm like, well, she sounds okay on her podcast. Although a few weeks ago, I mean, first of all, I learned more about cancer from listening to Shannon's podcast. So, I mean, I didn't realize there were protocols. And when you have stage 4 cancer, there's just different protocols, and you are on a protocol and your whole goal is just to have it work as long as it can work until they find another protocol, because each protocol will eventually not work. So when you're on a protocol, your goal is just to keep having it work long enough so that when it stops working, they've already found another protocol for you to try. That's how she was getting by. And that's how I think a lot of people with stage 4 cancer, at least from listening to this podcast, I learned get by. And then she did say on her podcast 3 weeks ago that she was starting a new protocol and I think was going back in for radiation, and said, if I don't do a podcast 1 week, it means I'm not healthy enough to do it. And then she canceled these 3 conventions, which I said, this is a really bad sign. Then Holly Marie Combs from Charmed is visiting her. She's been visiting her for like 3 weeks, staying in the guest room. And I said, that's a bad sign too. Here we are. Oh my gosh. So Shannon was amazing. I met Shannon so many times and she was amazing. So I am sad. But it just shows you how, I mean, also this weekend, sorry for all the millennials out there who will probably not maybe know any of these names, but Shelley Duvall passed away, Richard Simmons, and Dr. Ruth, who was like 90 something, but Shannon was 53. So cancer sucks. I really do practice what I preach. I tell you guys all the time. I've said this before. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, mean this. I think there are 3 categories, and that is it. You're either A, dead, B, alive and healthy, or C, alive and not healthy. And for anyone in the middle category, alive and healthy, which is me today, I won't be forever. I have no problems. I have no cares. The haters can come. You can say anything you want about me. Did I lose my shit on my contractors with my New York apartment on Friday and every other word out of my mouth was fuck? Sure. I know those sound like first world, out of touch problems, but I hate incompetence in business. And so, of course, I lose my shit a lot when it comes to business, and then I'm over it a minute later. I have no drama in my life. I truly believe for 95% of the people out there, happiness is a choice. I wake up, I look at the mirror every day, and I say, I am going to be happy today. And that is the type of person that people hate, because you cannot infiltrate that person. I am happy. There is nothing that could happen today that will make me not happy. There is nothing that could happen tomorrow that will make me not happy. I have a charmed life, no pun intended. There's no reason. I am happy every minute of the day. And the day that I am diagnosed with something, I will no longer be happy, and I will also fight for my life at that point. So when I tell you I don't care about Team Teresa versus Melissa and this one versus that one, truly from the bottom of my heart, I do not care. I really hope, I know I'm being preachy, I really hope everyone just can understand. I really believe happiness is a choice. So if you're healthy today listening to this, choose happiness. You have no problems. I mean, I fucking love money, and that's maybe the second thing. I think people have money problems, but that doesn't even matter, okay? We'll get into Bethany's fucking statement on the Hamptons in a second. But if you have your health, You have no problems. Not one. I don't care if your boyfriend left you. I don't care if your girlfriend left you. I don't care if you're single. I don't care if you can't find a date. I don't care if you can't get laid. I don't care if you are having money problems. You have no problems if you have your health. My rant is over. And RIP to an icon, a legend, and someone who did it before everyone else and who was fearless. So we love Shannon. But Dr. Ruth passed away. And Richard Simmons and Shelley Duvall this weekend. Someone tried to kill President Trump. So we have lots of fun things going on in the world, right? Okay, let's get into a little bit of Bravo. It's a quick hit. Let's keep it positive here. We tune in to David for happiness. In what world is Jax Taylor saying now? So, Jax and Tom Schwartz are capitalizing on Sandoval. They do this bar crawl thing where I think like the VIP ticket's like $500 or something where, yeah, you can hang it. Listen, it's a great thing if you're coming to LA. I get it. I'm sure. By the way, if anyone listening purchased this and went on it, they're doing another one. Let me know how it went. But it's Schwartz and Jax, and they end at Jax's sports bar, of course, but they go to Sir, they go to Tom Tom, and it's a brilliant idea. And they really should stop by something about her. And they end at which is right there near Tom Tom, and they end at Jax's bar. Also, Schwartz and Jax are doing a live show. They're coming to City Winery in New York City. I will be sitting that one out. And they're going to Philadelphia. More power to them. If someone was at one of these, this bar crawl thing you do with them in LA, and apparently Jax was saying that it came up that he slept with Brandi Glanville and Ramona. First of all, listen, personally, I like Jax. I have sat down with him before and chatted. I don't believe anything out of Jax's mouth. Having said that, I think Jax is like Spencer Pratt, and I mean that as a huge compliment. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he is producing The Valley from the inside out, the same way people say that Kyle produces Beverly Hills, and I mean that as like a positive. And I think Jax, there's nothing like, I mean, you're an idiot if you're a reality star scorned and banned, and then you get a chance to come back and you don't make the most of it. I mean, Jax is, by the way, I am bleeding profusely from picking a mosquito bite. Let me tell you something. I guess Bethany has a lot to say about the Hamptons